welcome back to Dr. No's YouTube, and I'm at Cindy's house. She's so gracious that we just had a little meeting here. So went over the review, kind of interesting. Tobacco industry is suing the FDA because there's a big concern right now. What they're going to start doing on cigarette packets is show you the graphic, dangerous effects of cigarettes. So you're going to see people with big cancer, you have big holes in their throat, they have their face eliminated because of the cancer that's happening. And so it's interesting. Here's an industry that's killed more people than anything that on Earth. I love the, and I was actually talking to my youngest daughter about it, and we pulled up on YouTube about all the executives swearing in front of Congress that, smoking is healthy, we know nothing about, ill effects, and then under perjury they found out there was a spike in the tobacco with all kinds of addictive things, and they knew for at least 50, 60 years before that killed people, but it's kind of a sad thing that the tobacco industry is suing the FDA. 15 minutes of exercise is good. There's been somewhat controversy about exercise, not in fact that exercise is a must for being healthy. If you don't exercise, you're not going to be healthy. Eat eat good food, think good thoughts, those are great, but you got to move your body. Well, there's been thinking, and it kind of goes back and forth, is that you have to, do like, 200 hours, not 200 hours, 2 to 3 hours a week of exercise to be effective. Well, in this study here from Lancet, August 2011, showing that just 15 minutes a day was able to decrease overall death rate by 14%. We're talking, that's pretty substantial. Most people should be able to walk or ride a bike or swim for 15 minutes. Now, I use a system, and maybe we'll demonstrate this another time once at my office when Cindy's there, is that there's been a kind of a movement in terms of especially cardiovascular exercise, is that you do what's called high intensity variable type of exercise, where you say run. You run in place for about 20 seconds real hard, coast for 10, run real hard for 20 seconds, and you do that for 3 minutes. That's been shown to be equivalent to about 20 minutes of exercise. So now you can actually exercise in 3 minutes doing this high intensity variable thing, and we'll go over the science on that. That's kind of real popular. It's made more popular by Dr. Mercola. He has the #1 natural website in the world. He's been advocating, but there's I found this out by what is his name? Larry Scott. He's Midwest. I think he was a Mr. Universe or Mr. America or something like that. He shared that a long time ago. Here's a great one. For every for every hour of TV that you watch, it decreases your life expectancy by 22 minutes. Yeah, Cindy's got the book. University of Queensland, published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, August 2011. Once again, people, watch me. You're not going to go see your drug doctor and tell you about 1947 studies. This just happened, showing that this is equivalent to smoking 1 cigarette. So when you watch an hour, it's like smoking 1 cigarette, because actually that's what 1 cigarette equivalent to. So they were able to show that you were able to, once again, 6 hours a day you watch TV, that's 5 years off your life. So do the math. Plus there's garbage on it anyway, so that's another study. People who didn't watch TV actually increased their life expectancy. For men was 1.8 years, and for women 1.5 years. So by not watching TV, you actually live longer. You watch a lot of TV, you decrease. I like this one because it goes from my alma mater for undergraduate, Rutgers University, showing that caffeine is able to, once again, reduce cancer by 1 cup, and by 69% on the particular type of model that they were using like that. So the mechanism there is, oxidative stress or antioxidants, and as we've talked about, there's a NRF2 activator compound called Protandim that's thousands, millions of times more effective, so it's a better way. But, I recommend to my patients, hey, you like 1 cup of coffee a day, that's good. Caffeine has its own kind of, challenges there, but it does have some science showing some benefit there. Just kind of interesting, Resveritrol, a product in lots of fruits and vegetables, very strong antioxidants, lots of studies showing in terms of helping longevity. Keep in mind, what was interesting about this was actually in an agricultural journal. Man, I read everything, don't I? In terms of showing these plants aren't just making these things like we talked about coffee and green tea and blueberries. They're not thinking about, gee, let's make something good for human beings. No, they're doing it for themselves. These antioxidants, these chemicals, so they survive, because they're out in the elements. They're getting ultraviolet rays. those things cause cancer. And so these plants have evolved to be able to create these natural compounds that when we eat them, they benefit us, but their purpose is that. In fact, in herbal medicine, that's what we're looking for. A lot of times when a plant is under stress, they produce more of these chemicals. So when you think sometimes about herbs and even plants, the more ugly looking the plant is because it's had a lot of stress, actually has more of these positive nutrients than something that looks beautiful. And that's the problem. I mean, my perfect example is just taking my daughter to school in a part of Northern California, and we were out shopping, and you had these big red delicious apples. I mean, they look beautiful, but they're worthless. I mean, there's just nothing, it's like iceberg lettuce. There's just nothing in there. And that's the same factor in terms of having something too beautiful is actually not beneficial for you. It's something that's, once again, had a hard life is actually going to produce more. So resveratrol is actually an antifungal agent for plants. That's why they produce resveratrol. And there's only a couple things that have been shown to increase longevity. Resveratrol is one of them. And resveratrol, once again, wasn't created for human beings in terms of having that factor to occur like that. Let's see. This is a great one. Which is real popular right now, is drug companies outsource out their studies. Studies are necessary to, so-called do a little dance, but most of it's a kind of a joke. Is that the FDA requires, okay, you have a drug, you say it's going to do something, well, let's do some studies. Well, they outsource that, and one of the largest was just busted. Setero, S-E-T-E-R-O, research, where they, once again, do research for them. Oh, well, they found out that, they were falsifying 1,900 of the studies. So they were actually lying. They were saying, yeah, this drug is great, when in fact it wasn't. So when you get this crap out there for a lot of these drugs, that's exactly what it is, and then now they're being busted for it, but unfortunately you're not having to deal with that. Big controversy that's going on right now in California, down in Southern California, is raw milk. Now, this is a big, fiasco. People are going to jail. I mean, yeah, any product can have some down effects depending on quality. All the raw, raw milk people I've ever met, they know that problem. Their cows are healthier, cleaner than people, and I've seen this and witnessed it firsthand. When you have a regular dairy farmer like that, not to say that they can't be healthy, but they know that, well, we don't have to be too clean because we know we're going to pasteurize it, which is a flash type of heating, kills the bugs. We don't have to worry about it. Raw milk people don't have that. But I mean, it's just kind of the craziness. So we hear, we know about, different types of aspects. We talk about Vioxx. Here's a drug that killed over 65,000 people, more than the Vietnam War, and it took them like 3 to 5 years to get them up. But raw milk, how many people have died? No, probably none. So the priorities are always mixed up. I mean, they always want to, once again, smoke and mirrors. Let's look at raw milk here, but don't look at the drugs here that kill, once again, hundreds of thousands of people a year. Three 747s crash every day. That's how many people die. I mean, can you imagine the raw milk, auto industry, anything where they could kill that many people every day? And once again, walking around every day right now, making trillions of dollars and laughing all the way to the bank. And here's the study that I was talking to Cindy a little bit before, is Archives of Pediatric and Adolescent Medicine, August 2011. Children starting to be put on antibiotics, which, I see all the time. Oh, what's up with Mary or Johnny? Oh, he has a little ache in the head. So I went to the drug doctor, quack, and he gives him, these antibiotics, which we've already shown, 90% of them are sterile, so that's, once again, voodoo. That doesn't work. Well, now they show that by doing that, you increase your chances of that child, your little loved one, your little sweetie pie, to become, once again, resistant against MRSA, which is when they really do need antibiotics, it won't work by 1,800%. So when you go to see that smiling him or her pediatrician give you this crap that has no science, not being used right like that, and then when your kid gets this thing and bad things happen, you need to go back and talk to your friendly pediatrician who gave you this crap and ask them, why aren't you reading this type of stuff? That's right, August 2011, Archives of Pediatric and Adolescent Medicine. That's a drug journal. That's not chiropractic, herbal, vitamin journal. That's what the drug doctors who are on top of their field are stating. So why isn't your pediatrician top of his or her field that you're going to? Do you get my feeling on that one? Did I express myself enough? Because people are being hurt seriously about this stuff. This is, once again, I like blue, you like purple. You like, the desert, I like the ocean. These are people that are being killed and hurt every second right now. So that's why I take passion for this, because that's what I hear. Dr. Noah, why are you so intense? People are being killed, murdered, and hurt. So you get it? Have a nice day. Talk to you soon.